You know, I've decided some time ago that whether people accept me or not, I'm going to put myself in their presence. And they're going to have to say yes or no to me. You know? And when you come this morning, no matter where you come from, you're going to say yes or no. You're going to leave from here saying, yes, that dude is something. Or you're going to leave saying, no, that dude ain't nothing. My man.
Hey, brother.
Yes. Thank you very much. Where you from? Dallas.
I'm fine.
Come on. Hi. Oh.
I'll be last. You coming on.
For the best.
You know,
I saw you this morning. I saw you sing. I wish I knew how it feels to be free. Oh, I wish I knew all these chains holding me. Oh, I wish I could say all the things I could say in love, say in prayer, for the whole world to hear. Yeah, I wish I could give for everything I'm longing to give. Ooh, I wish I could live all my longing. I'm longing to live.
Hello, brother. We're going to walk that walk today.
I wish I could do all the things I could do.
Hello,
and I know I would be how it's gone. Not only that, but my experience is wrapped up in Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. My experience is wrapped up in the women's movement and the movement of the gay liberation people. My experience is wrapped up with those who stand and walk on the streets at night and in the daytime and have no place to go. My experience is with prostitutes and pimps and addicts and alcohol. That's my experience.
The man you've just been watching is the Reverend Cecil Williams, minister of the Glide Memorial Methodist Church in San Francisco. As you will discover in this program, Cecil is an enigma. Beloved humanitarian or religious entrepreneur? Preacher or show business personality? Political activist or politician? Cecil's involvement in such headline stories as the San Francisco zebra killings and the SLA Patty Hearst drama have made him a controversial spokesman for his congregation and the community at large. Sometimes, however, it's a big cross to bear. Cecil's actions and mediations have brought him enemies and annoying threats. This may be partly due to the fact that the Glide Church is located in the middle of the Tenderloin district in downtown San Francisco. Glide has always been a haven for hookers, high rollers, hustlers, old people, tourists, and generally the disenfranchised who make up the population of this area. Glide services, however, are truly unique. They are definitely amazing and sometimes shocking to those who have spent hallowed time in the confines of other religious sanctuaries. You'll see what we mean. Come join Cecil Williams, an emerging religious superstar, and his provocative celebration. You may be overjoyed, you may be offended, but you'll never forget it. I'm Tony Batten, and this is Interface.
The threats that come on my life or whatever, I think is just a mere microcosm of the sickness of America and of many people. Because we have said that America is a nonviolent nation. I think that's a lie. I think that there is a violent thread that runs through the psychic of most Americans. And you evoke that violent thread, especially when you get to God, country, and apple pie, you know, the family and the church. I think one thing that disturbs a lot of people is that they have accepted religion at its face value and have not really raised the kinds of questions by which they could essentially be ethical and moral people. And what I'm trying to do is say you've got to be moral, you've got to be ethical in the times in which we live. If we were an ethical nation and a moral nation, we would not be going into foreign countries and exploiting those countries for their resources and giving them the Bible and taking all their resources and their money.
I'm Cecil Williams. You know, well, there could be somebody here that doesn't know who I am, you know. I'm the dude with the beard and the afro, and I'm black, you know. And I'm just here. And you are here. Let's hear it for the band. They're too much, right? They not only sound bad, they look bad. You know, this is a raunchy group of people. You really are. You really look bad. You gonna take my picture? All right, I'll hold your kid. Come here. We're gonna take a picture together, okay? You and me. How about that? Where'd you come from, man? Buffalo, New York. You just wait till you get back to Buffalo. Oh, you're not going back. No wonder you took my picture.
And I imagine you were in your 40s. You must have come along during the time when these philosophers were talking about the fact that God is dead. Well, you're a very sensitive and intelligent man. What made you decide to become a minister?
I was pushed into the ministry. At the time that I came along, it was the one profession that blacks regarded as a very important profession. And as a teenager, I decided when I was a teenager that I wanted to be a minister, but I didn't really decide. My community decided for me. They said, hey, you know, you really ought to be a minister. You really ought to be a minister. And also, my mother and dad had a lot to do with it, because I guess they thought that I was the last child they were going to have, which was not true. They finally had another son, you know. There are 5 boys in the family. But I guess they said, hey, you know, it's about time, and this is going to be the last dude. And all of a sudden they said, you know, we don't have any, but maybe we ought to try to convince this one to be a minister. But ever since I can remember, my brothers, my sister, my mother, my father, the community called me Rev. Now, I wasn't that good, but a lot of people thought I was. I was fooling a lot of people, man. But anyway, when I went to college, you see, the thing that happened to me is I really wanted to be an opera star. And I could see that blacks were not making it in that profession at that particular time. So I said, okay, so I'm going to stick with the ministry. But it was my last year when I was a senior that I decided that I really wanted to be. It was my decision there. You know, the community and a lot of other people had a lot to do with it. But I decided I really wanted to be a minister. And that's the way it evolved. Now, I have to deal with that all the time, because you see, now I will say to anybody that before I became a minister, I was human. I was a person. I was working at for my personhood, for my humanity. So you see, to be labeled a minister is not that important to me. On the other hand, it's all right, you know, if people want to call me Rev or, you know, whatever, that's okay. But I will not accept the labels that they put on me. All ministers. I am not going to accept clergymen, ministers, priests, rabbi labels, because I don't think we have to. I think that the clergy and the rabbis and the priests have used those labels to secure themselves to the extent that they, in many ways, don't really have to face up to the prophetic words and the prophetic responses and the people and their needs and the problems that they face. So I ain't gonna be like that minister that I decided I was gonna be a long time ago.
You keep that up, and we're going to be here a long time.
Having said that, I also am the kind of person who will get involved in any situation and experience in the Bay Area or nationwide that I feel to be crucial as it relates to liberating and freeing people. And I don't care what it is or who it is. You know, I will put myself on the line because I believe in liberating people and being liberated myself and freeing people and freeing myself.
Is that why you got involved in the Symbionese Liberation Army, Patricia Hearst hassle that was going on out here? You spoke out against the terrorists, or acts of terrorism, as I remember, and I would have thought that would have made a number of people very angry at you. One, for coming out of you know, your bailiwick as a pastor of a church, and another for saying some things about some people that, you know, maybe they felt should not have been said.
Well, let me just say this. I'm a man who believes very strongly that it is very important that we not destroy each other. Now, if terrorist tactics are destructive, which I believe they are, then I'm against them. And I will speak out against them, and I will work against them, and I will struggle against them. And that's exactly what I thought was taking place at that particular time. I also thought that terrorist tactics were visited upon the Symbionese Liberation Army in Los Angeles. So, you know, whereas they may have engaged in terrorist tactics at one time, the Los Angeles Police Department engaged upon terrorist tactics with the Symbionese Liberation Army. So you see, I'm saying that somebody has to take a position saying no matter how the terrorist tactics come down, they must be stopped. Because if we are to be, again, an ethical and a moral people, and if we are going to be a responsive people, then we've got to make sure that people are not destroyed. This is why I'm against war. This is why I'm against conditional amnesty. This is why I'm against racism. This is why I'm against any form of oppression and exploitation of peoples here and any other country, you see. No matter who does it, you know, I'm going to struggle against any kind of acts that destroy human life. I don't care how it's done. I'm going to always struggle against it. I'm a very angry black man. I show my anger, and it's a very important kind of anger, because the anger that I have is against any force that would want to take away daycare centers for mothers, would want to dehumanize Native Americans who live on the reservations, would want to destroy black folks in the ghetto by not making sure that they get an annual, guaranteed annual income, or other peoples of color, or poor people. Those who exploit, the rich who get richer and the poor who get poor, it seems to me. That's the kind of thing that my anger is directed toward. I believe that we should have a better distribution of goods and services, that all of us should enjoy the good life. And that's what I get angry about when I see people that don't enjoy the good life. But I'm also a very loving man. I love the people, and I love the way in which people have to engage in the process of working toward becoming fully human. So therefore, I put it this way: my love is as courageous as my anger, and my anger is as strong as my love. So I'm a loving, angry person.
Well, look, I mean, obviously you know that you're reaching a lot of people here in the Bay Area. I mean, you can see it around in the pews, you can see it every Sunday, you can see it in your office, you can see it from the people who come into the church. What's to prevent you from really losing control of your own ego? What's to prevent you from becoming a rainmaker?
Now, I'm going to have to say that again, because there's some people saying, boy, you are the answer to your question. The question that you ask from day to day, who am I? You're the answer to it. The question that you ask day to day, where am I going? What ought I be doing? You are the answer to all of the questions that you raise at this time. Now we're going to probe that a little more. And I don't want to get off of that one right now. If the questions that we raise at this moment are not answered in the moment that we raise them, then they will never be answered. One of the prime forces of destruction in America today is the fact that most people, when they raise the question, they wait for the answer. And I come to you this morning to say, you don't have to wait for the answer, for you're looking at the answer. When you look at yourself and you look at others, you are the answer. I come to you this morning to say that the serious problem we face is that we wait, and we wait too long. Another serious problem that we face in America today is that we have not fully inhabited the world, because we feel alien to the world. We feel like the world is not ours. We feel strangers to the world. But I come this morning to say to you that the world is ours, and I'm going to lay claim on it this morning, because I'm going to stand right on the soil and the earth and the sand and the sea and walk among the people. The earth is ours. Stop preparing for some other place. Because we ain't going there anyway. Just do it now. And stop worrying about where you're going. All this stuff about returning after you die. Forget it, baby. All this stuff about going to heaven and all that kind. Forget it. Live now, right where you are.
And what I'm talking about, you see, the change I'm talking about has to do with the people who are not struggling. I'm talking about all those vast number of people out there somewhere who are not concerned about changing at all.
But those people are afraid of guys like you.
Well, maybe...
So how do you talk to them?
Look, just like I was saying, you know...
I mean, aren't they afraid of you?
I would say that in many ways they are afraid of me. But I'm trying to say at this particular point that sometimes it takes the most utterly frightening situations and persons to get to our guts. And that's why I guess it's all right for me to frighten them and to shock them. Because to be honest with you, I know sometimes that the only way people begin to look at themselves is that they have to be shaken in their guts. And they're frightened about you or me or whatever the case might be. I guess I'd put it this way. I say to people all the time, I have not come to scare you to death. I've come to scare you to life. And I'm out to scare a lot of people to life.
We gotta feel each other a little more. Unrestricted feelings, you know. That's why I love Glide so much, because you let yourself go here. All right. I know some of you go back to the Midwest and you don't let yourself go like you did this morning. But let yourself go while you're here, because you may not have this opportunity again. But one thing about it, you'll never forget it. I heard that. My brothers and my sisters, you will never, you can never hesitate anymore. You cannot reach a decision at this point in your life. You must reach that decision now. You cannot sleep any longer, because the forces that await us are now upon us, even right before us. You can no longer be what you have been, because the been is now the now. You can no longer usurp your life in meaningless participation, because there are those of us who've decided that life is important, and we're going to raise up the dead, no matter who they are. We've decided that we're going to pick at your heads and your minds and your hearts and your spirits and your energy and your time and your vibration. And one day, maybe even today, you will wake up. That's exactly why I'm going to continue to think that think and walk that walk and talk that talk and move that move. That's why I'm going to be that be and touch that touch and see that see and hear that hear. That's why I'm going to struggle that struggle and fight that fight and love that love. That's what I'm going to do. And now the gyrations of your life, the energies that spring forth and make you applaud and make you say all right and right on, those energies now will seep through the pores of your skin, and as you press your bodies upon others' bodies, they will know full well that something has taken place, you and I will know full well that as the music, the words have pierced these walls, and the walls have begun to dance like the dance of the people, no longer will these walls be containing us anymore. For we will be a people, understandably, at this moment in our lives, who have said not only to ourselves, but to the world, here I am. I am now who I am because I am the answer. What more can I say? What more can I really say? What more? What more can I really give? What more? What more can I really feel? What more? What more can I really sing? What more? What more can I really, really see and hear? Except the community of people who've come together, sweating, touching, feeling, seeing, knowing that this is the day. This is the day. It is the day. That's all, brothers and sisters.
The day we videotaped this celebration, there was a threat on Cecil Williams' life. A crank call threatened that a bomb would go off during the middle of the service. Can you beat that? Sad comment, huh? But a familiar one in this society when any man or woman who has the power to move people to positive action becomes a threat to the purveyors of violence and discord. This has been Interface. I'm Tony Batten. See you.
Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this a better world if you can. Reach out and touch
Hello, sister.
somebody's hand. Make this a better world if you can.
Hey, brother.
Reach out.
Give it to me.
Hey, brother.
All right.